Hi, I'm Stimming and welcome to my studio in Hamburg. I started as a musician as a little boy who always tried to make, I wrote some songs when I was like 7, 8 years old. My mom showed me some things I wrote down. Pretty disgusting what I did, but being a musician was a part of me since the beginning. So I played the piano. I also played some violin when I was very young, but I didn't like it. Played the piano and then the drums. And I actually got somehow pretty good on drums. I played in a drum and bass crew called Breakaholics. But I was a drum bass drummer for like around 4 years, something. And when I was 16, I discovered the computer and was totally amazed about the possibility of doing everything by your own. Instead of just being one part of it, I suddenly was able to do everything. And this was the moment where I knew, okay, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I come from a small town called Butzbach, near Frankfurt. And like we had a little mall inside of Butzbach, and there they sold this dance machine, yeah, in the software part of it. And yeah, I just bought it. I think it was like 30 D-Mark. It wasn't even Euro, I think. And the Music Maker, but then Magic's Music Maker, but then very must have been a couple of months later, I already came to Cubase, basically. I think I had Cubase 3, then Logic for 1 year. It was the last Logic version, which also which went on a PC. And when they switched to Mac completely, Cubase SX came in around the same time frame, so I went back to Cubase SX. I chose Cubase because, like, for a very long time it was the only stable program on PC. I like the, how can I say, very German approach of very, very precise technical. Yeah, I like the very precise approach to it. It's not fluent, it's not beautiful, but it's somehow what it does really right and really perfectly. So if I have, for the engine, it doesn't make any difference if I have 100 tracks inside one arrangement or 3, it still sounds very much just the way I dialed it in. I would say Cubase is like a piece of paper which is blank, a blank piece of paper, a white piece of paper. Logic is a lined one, and Ableton is like a squared one, kind of. That's pretty much how I feel, how I see Cubase. Please don't look my way, 'cause all alone turns to. The heart or the core from a studio is the screen, which is a screen, pen display technology, yeah, both in one, connected to my computer, which is down here in my rack. As you can see, the pen makes it possible for me to navigate through Cubase and do all the things which I also could do with the mouse. This is very natural feeling, actually, because what I see is what I can touch with the pen. Then there are those buttons on the side, which are quite important because I'm not using a keyboard or a mouse anymore. So Cubase starts to get fluent once you get used to use Shift and Control and Alternative. So I put them on here. One very interesting thing about Cubase is that everything you can do with a double click, you can also do by Enter. Because a double click with the pen isn't like, oh, well, right now it works pretty good, isn't something very reliable. And this would be a pain in the ass if I just had this option. But I have Enter here. This is Shift, Control, Alternative, and Enter. So I press Enter and I open the editor. Then I have this ring, which the upper ones I use for zooming in or out right now, in and out. So this is also very convenient. As you can see now, I can get in here, and Cubase I can tweak like the very simple, the very smallest detail at all. So there's not such a thing like a big difference in using Cubase, but everything with a pen. Why a pen? Because it's small, precise, and I can also do things like this, which I would never do by hand. I'm pretty sure doing like those little corners would be a very big problem to get them right just by your hand. And yeah, that's basically like the core from the software side. Next to it I have the transport controller, cheap little box, which is for transport and for zooming. I use it for zooming, the whole arrangement. This is very important, like one of the most important features to have for me. Just very important to have a good overview of your arrangement. Transport, start, left locator, right locator, nudge. I also can open my mixers through it, my media bay. I forgot. No, the first one is grid on, grid off. For small editing, it's also very important. Another thing about the pen. You have two knobs here. I configured everything is really freely configurable. Those two buttons, this is the middle mouse button and this is the right mouse button. With the middle mouse button, really nice in Cubase to have the arrangement. Basically, it's the hand for the arrangement. This is the eraser, and the eraser works like an eraser. Some hand moving stuff going on, but I somehow feel it vitalizing. Simply because I move my hand a lot more than with the mouse. It's like clicking, and here it's just a little bit more action going on. Cubase has this autosave function, which saves every 10 minutes. Saved my life a couple of times. But if I want to type in like a track name, for example, this is like, what is it? How shall I call it? Techno pick. Then I can do this by hand. Take the O. No. And no, it didn't work. So there are still some issues. It's also like it's a little bit weird that Windows tried to like really do everything for touch control, but there's this one very weird thing. If I have the keyboard, like the virtual keyboard on, and if I want to search for something, then it's off again. Like it's typical Windows. Guys, think again. Okay, anyway. So of course, there are some problems. I kind of have to pay for it still for using the pen. But I mean, naming a track or naming an arrangement or project is something which you do once, and then it's fine. And yeah, the editing itself works really well. This all works perfectly like a mouse. Even like tweaking a virtual instruments. I don't have one right now. Do I have something up here? Elastima. Even like this works really nice, I think. Much more. Okay, do I hear something? Whatever that is. That's my Elastima. I want to show it to you. because it's a cigar box with gummy on it. It's nice, isn't it? And it also has a pickup, so that's what I was trying to do here. But it's difficult to play, and I have to practice. So what I do for producing is playing in stuff by hand, like just recording stuff. Also, like I have the piano over there. I record a lot and then just take that bar or that 2 bars, which work. So the audio routing is something very important, I think. If I have like on Mixer 2, I have my audio routing visuals. And it's basically, it's the software mirror from what's happening on the SSL. I have 8 inputs, 8 outputs, and I can also, like the good thing about the SSL is it has 2 channels per fader or channel. So it has this alternative channel on every fader, which I simply can switch from A to B. So right now it's basically 1 to 4 is always outputs from Cubase. I have inserts on it. 1, 2 insert is the 2500 API bus compressor. 3 and 4 is the Foot P3S stereo compressor, which is connected where the sidechain is connected to the FX send from the SSL. So I'm pretty flexible on this one, simply because right now my bass drum is on channel 8, and as you can see on the LED, bass drum, sidechains, everything which goes through 3 and 4. But it can also, like, I can completely flexible route anything I want into the sidechain. So the signal is getting interesting at this point. 3 and 4, 5 and 6 is, as an insert point, I have those 2 very nice Electrodyne EQs, 511. Very well sounding. It's just 2 bands, and it's for 2 bands it's freaking expensive, but there's a reason why. And on 5 and 6 I also have preamps, 501 from Electrodyne, and on 7 and 8 I have the Branston, which is based on a 3-something API preamp model. I think it's very tight and precise, very good for drums, not that musical basically, and the Electrodyne one is very flexible because I have an input and output stage potty, so I can overdrive it as well if I want to. 5 to 8 are on my patch bay, and that's what's making it flexible in terms of everything I have out here. I route on 5/6 or 7/8 or just one of them, and it appears on the mixer here. So if I had this hi-hat, so this hi-hat right now goes in channel 5, which is the 501 preamp, and I can see it here. Very convenient. On the very right side I have the master bus, my master level, which everyone knows is the most important thing in digital music production, unfortunately. But this is basically my level, which I always have inside, because this is my decision maker. Every audio technical decision has to be based on the master level. For example, if I want to make a decision if I want to use this compressor or not, then I look at the level, what it does level-wise, and if it does sound better but increases the level for 3 dB, then I wouldn't use it. Or like a good example is the bass drum. The The bass drum right now has a level of -9.4, but then I have this bass line which makes the level jump to -6.9. That makes me want to sidechain the bass line. So when I dial in a very, very hard sidechain, it's -6.5, still not really good. Let's see. Yeah, -7.6. I have this deep tone. -7. Yeah, I think that's fine, even if it's too much of compression. You always have to find like a way in between. Even if you add, yeah, like the bass drum bass line example is like the most obvious one, because the lower frequencies have the most power, the most energy, and they really, there you can make like the biggest mistake to not reach a certain general level if they overlap too much. And this is something you only see on the master level, not so much on your ears. Of course, you hear it first, but the master level is the indicator for identifying those problems. Then I have this totalizer from RME, which pretty often is on, but not always, because I rely on my ears, not too much on the visualization. So I see some very, very low frequencies going on. So I'm going to cut those ones. Hey, come on. That's what I said. Double click is anyway. Okay, high pass filter. Okay, we also want to see. Yeah, there's also some bad things going on the bass line, which I don't need. Would be interesting to see what it does to the level. I think I was at -6.9. Yeah, still 6.9. Okay, anyway, but -6 is perfect. If it would be like this, things go wrong. On 7, I have the 525 API compressor. I really love this one because it's so freaking fast. There's nothing which can jump around level-wise, and it's like it's still sound. It has a lot of character, maybe a little bit too much character, because the point where it doesn't sound good anymore is like really, really smallish. But I use it for tracking. For tracking is recording stuff, right? Yeah, okay. I use it a lot for recording stuff because it's a set and forget thing. On channel 8 I have this 550A API EQ, which I don't use that often. I don't know. Somehow we're not the best friends. I don't know. Yeah, this compressor on stereo return 1, I have the timeline delay, which I sometimes use, not that often. I thought when I have it in front of me I'm gonna use it more, but I somehow don't do it. I try to use this one for delay. I used it once. Actually, it was very nice how it worked. But basically, most of my effects are inside the box, simply because plugins do things which hardware can never do. If you look at the GRM tools, everything buffer-based is much more interesting for our ears than a simple delay. The good thing about those ATCs are that they have that moment where you feel, okay, now it's good. And this is like a flash. Sometimes it simply comes like, okay, now it's perfect. And I have a look on my master level and I see that it's perfect. And they never let me down, like never. Since I have those, I play my tracks in a club, and I didn't do any bad mistake anymore. So I really love those. Well, they're quite expensive, but they're worth the money because they have this ability to show you and to tell you right now it's fine. Don't change the mix anymore. Then I also have this Analog Solutions sequencer here. The killer feature of it is that I can control it via MIDI. So I have this this one track, one channel, which sends out MIDI data. As you can see, this one runs in time. This makes it possible to implement the groove which I want to have it. So it's not static 16ths, but it can also be a little bit of shuffle in it. And I also can change the order. It's very interesting, especially because the S1 on top of it is half modular. So all those parameters I can control with 3 rows of control voltage. It has an incredible potential, but on the other hand, it's incredibly complex to really get useful results. So this is something I'm working on, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to work on it in the next 10 years, and I still not really reach the full potential. But that's planned like this. The S1 has two very nice sounding filters, one low pass filter and one multimode filter. And as you can see here, the input is already used. So the multimode filter is something I use very often. Yeah, maybe we want to talk about the converters, which I told you earlier. It's the RME interface. It's an old RME multiphase 2, but connected to the multiphase 2, there's the Mytek 19280DA, 8 in, 8 out. And for my master input, I also have a Mytek one, but it's a stereo ADC, which is connected via SPDIF. I think it's SPDIF. And so in a whole I have 16 ins and out, 8 from the multiphase, 8 from the Mytek, and 2 additional inputs simply for for my master mix. So those 8 from the Mytek are connected via the SSL, but I'm pretty happy to have the multiphase to be able to have additional outputs, because only those 8 would be too complicated to send it out. For example, like the 1 and 2 is the RME stereo out, and I can, for example, the prepared piano. Here in the routing list, I have the stereo output. I'm always touching here because left and right locator I used to have here on the rocker ring. So I'm a little bit confused still. Right now this is a remix for Drew Hill called Bullets. I was asked to do it, and it has a really nice vocal, and also I like the harmony in it. I have to finish it in like a couple of days. Still didn't work that much on it, but I asked them if it's okay to have it here in this video, and they said yes. So yeah, that's a typical remix work, which basically you can see the original tracks down here, and everything I made up here is made by me. So far, it isn't that much. I worked on it maybe like 5 hours, 4, 5 hours, something. My plan so far is not changing too much, because it's already really nice. But the original doesn't have something like a steady groove. So first, I just want to build a static groove with it, and then let's see what I might add. I already played some piano stuff, prepared piano, just some gaffer tape on the strings. Really bad played, yeah, really untied bullshit here, but I already spotted one bar which might work pretty well. Yeah, maybe this might be the one. If I tweak it, if I cut and tighten it a little bit, it might work. Ooh, what happened here? No idea, I have no clue, but no, I don't want to have this. Shouldn't be happening. I showed you, this is like zoom in, zoom out. On the left I have Auswahl als Datei. I can, with just pressing one button, the ones I have here, make a new file out of it. At some point I'm gonna pitch shift it. Pitch shifters are the most often used plugins of mine. I really work mostly on the arrangement itself, do everything here. And I also don't like those algorithms which might tighten things up via hit points or stuff. I cut by hand. Cut by hand and then like maybe do some crossfades at the end to don't have those weird glitches. But a glitch from a pitch shifter is something which I really like. So everything's twisted. This is this kick comes out from a TR-8, which stands somewhere. And I mostly like to. I mostly work. At 90% of everything I work with recorded audio from my machines, and I have some microphones, some shaker and stuff down there, and I also do it new every time. I don't have like one library which I always use. I always record it new. I think I need a hi-hat. Let's see what this hi-hat is doing. Like that. So, new track, audio. Coming in 5. About the audio routing, we're gonna do that soon. So I have those 5 hi-hats here. Let's have a listen. They're all the same, even if it's an analog. I just take 2 of them. Looks good. Okay, this one is quantize. Selection as new. Also want to have some reverb on the right shaker. I don't use plugins for reverb. I have this tiny and very cheap Precaster Design M7 and it's also very quiet. It doesn't annoy you with some fans going on. No, but the reverb quality is really, really nice. I used to have a UAD and I really like to play it 140 inside the UAD, but I decided to get rid of it, so I sold it and didn't had anything else for reverb yet. So it's basically I'm having one reverb which goes out through a converter directly in the machine, but comes back to the SSL on a stereo return. So I don't want it to convert it again for mixdown, but I just have like the stereo output is completely analog, recorded via one converter. Yeah, let me just quickly do some more here. I have a nice color for the hi-hat. Yellow. Yeah. Why is it doing that? I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Because I transposed it up here, so it was maybe a bad idea. I'll just do it in here. Yeah, numbers, typing in numbers is not possible. Well, at least I didn't find, I'm pretty sure I could do it here. But this, yeah, no, that's bullshit. What about, yeah, I could use this one, but this is also not very convenient. What about, let me try if I can write a number. -12. Yeah, I could write a number. Okay. Polycomplex formant, do it. Well, tight is something else, but that doesn't matter. I just cut it. Well, basically, I just have to cut it once. With the pen, it should work. 1 point. Yeah. I leave it in for now. It's beautiful, isn't it? I really like the original. It's just a recording. It's the prepared piano which makes it so different sounding to compared to a usual one. But again, prepared just means putting a gaffer tape on it. It's a very simple trick, but works really well. Right now there aren't too many effects because everything of mine is, oh come on, it's basically this. Still a little bit inconvenient. I'm gonna make this shorter. Though this signal originally was then I have the mobile ohm on it and the crazy Valley People Dynamite compressor, which fucks up everything, but it has its charm. I really like it. But what I use very often it's the GRM tools. Because it has this, also with the pen, it's so much fun to have the buffer inside your hands, like really touching it. So if I would record this, I would send it to, right now, out 6, do another track with input 6.
While it's talking in my head, while it's talking in my head, while it's talking in my head.
I would do it like this, even if I don't like the result right now. But then I have it just on the track beneath it, and I might cut out some interesting things I found. Doing this with vocals is really nice. I might show you, but I'm gonna do it in stereo this time.
While the target is my head, while the target is my head.
By the way, this is a really, really old plugin. I think it's like 10 or 12 years old.
While the target is my head, while the target, while.
Okay, new track, stereo in 5/6. This goes out 5/6. Also need a bass drum. Then I have like really good, how do you call it, carryover sounds. Like at the end of a 32 bar thing, then stuff like this. For example, or also, but this needs a little bit more time to find something which is in time, like a buffer thing which is in time, so you can easily build something between groove and harmony with the vocal. It's very interesting. So the DRM tools are something which I very, very often use. Okay, let's see if this works already. Six. Now, I also can always, when doing this stuff, I always look how this is basically my level meter for everything that happens on the SSL as well. So right now it's way too loud. This came out of the Prepare Piano thing, and I put it in the freeze from GRM and recorded it, and this was by mistake something which you're gonna use. Okay, I put it on grid now. But then, like the idea, this techno pick thing doesn't make sense if it's coming every half a bar. So I'm gonna switch it off, so it just comes after the Now it makes sense. Whoop. Whoop. I also don't like the deep tom melody with the new idea. Combining, I think this needs some tweaking. Okay, that's just getting those out. Also here. Those two shakers are a little bit too equal, so I'm going to reduce some high frequencies on the smaller one. And what else? Maybe some bit crushing. Yeah, like that. I'm also gonna put some compression with my beloved Valley People Dynamite on this. So crazy, like even a very, very silent noise suddenly gets glitchy, so just put it back here. With this filter, what I very often do is stack those. So I have, let's say, something like around 160 Hz and then record it, then put something at around 500 Hz and then one at 900 Hz and build something much bigger sounding than just a single signal would do. So I'm gonna add 3 tracks. This coming back in. Input 6. So So first record this one. And as you can hear, it's very noisy already. So I'm going to loop just the noise. Let him learn the noise. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Bullet noise. Okay, then do this offline. I'll do this offline every time. Saturation, denoiser, bullet noise. Do it. Okay, first thing's clean. Yeah, well, I have to do this 3 times because different filtering frequency means different noise. Okay. What about the level? Yeah, it's okay. Oops. Okay, I just need 1 right now. Hey, come on, come on. Clean. Okay, third one. Okay, we can also check how it sounds if I pan things. It's a little bit, it's phasing somehow. Maybe I should have used a different filter pole setting because it's 12 dB right now. Maybe that wasn't enough. But anyway, I just record the third one. Denoise it. Well, I can do this offline. No, I can't do this offline because I only need the noise and not the whole file. do it. Okay. Put some reverb on it, or maybe I send it in a bus. So it's interesting how metallic it started to sound. So it's the metallic bass. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I tried to reduce the high frequencies because it was a little bit too metallic, but I'm not sure. Maybe I would distort it a little bit later on to get it more techno-ish. My idea for this remix is to build a techno, nearly aggressive groove because the original is so sweet, and I wanted to build a contra part for this. So metallic, it's pretty nice. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't have it on all the time. I would go for the very low one and then have the possibility to add things with the high ones. That's original and filtered and in the bus. Yeah, not that spectacular actually. I can show you an example where this became very spectacular because I made it the last track of mine which got released called China Tree on DJ Cozy's label, Pampa. There I had this technique for a hand-played drum groove, and I stacked it I think 4 or 5 times, and so it got really massive just because of filtering in different frequencies and of course panning it. So I can move the filter frequency with the step sequencer, which is on time because it's reacting on MIDI input. And yeah, this is control voltage 1 or A going into the cutoff modulation from the S1. So I can ding 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 ding. It's basically everything should be at 0 apart from 1 and 2 and the last 8ths of 4. Okay, let me distort it a little bit with the preamp. A little bit. So what I do, I go in very hot and reduce the output. It's too much. Too much. Okay, then I reduce low frequency. Let's see how it sounds in the whole mix. And I also want to send this techno pick thing inside of it, inside the filter. By the way, the filter is a band pass right now. I can switch. I can also do a low pass, high pass. Yeah. 24 dB, 12 dB. Yeah, I like that. Now I want to have a listen how this sounds in a bigger context.
While it's talking in my head. While it's talking in my head.
Yeah, more or less this is how it's going to be. Still need some energy in there. It's a little bit too mild, too nice.